This is my interview questions assignment. The first question I'll be answering is, give me a specific example of a time when you used good judgment and logic in solving a problem. So this actually happened last week at work. My boss told me that we were going to be redoing the asphalt in the entire back lot of our property, and we have these big racks that hold PVC pipes, and they needed to be moved because the asphalt underneath them was going to be redone. And I mean, this was like thousands of feet of pipe, like insane amounts, and she wanted us to just remove the 20-foot sections so that we could move each 10-foot rack, because the way it was set up, it was two 10-foot racks next to each other that had 10-foot pieces, but then also 20-foot pieces set across both. She wanted us to just remove the 20-foot lengths of pipe and then try to use the forklift to move the whole racks with all the pipe on them. But maybe we realized that trying to do that was kind of dangerous, because of even with all those 10-footers on there, those racks were insanely heavy and would have made the forklift too top heavy, probably too front heavy, would have been dangerous. So we just had to go about it the smart way, and what we ended up doing is using the forklift to remove each different size of pipe at a time. So this section that contained all the 10-foot 2-inch sections, we picked off with the forklift until the racks themselves were empty, and then we moved the racks all by themselves, which took a little longer, but it was so much safer. Definitely the way to go about it. And now my second interview question I'll be answering is an example of a time where I had to make a split-second decision. So this was also at my current job. It was maybe 3 months ago. It was sometime near when I started. I had to deliver a boiler, a commercial boiler, out to the Forbes military base, and it was a pretty big commercial boiler. I mean, taller than me, I think. It was probably like 6.5 foot tall, and weighed, I don't know, 600 pounds, super heavy, huge boiler in a crate, and we are loading it up onto the back of my truck, and my boss is using the forklift to put it in. And so when you're loading a forklift, or rather, when you're using a forklift to load a truck with something, you can't always get your item all the way into the bed because the forklift can't get that close. You know, like if these are the forks and this is the actual forklift, it hits in, you can't get all the way in, close the tailgate. So what you do is you load it in as far as you can go, you lower your forks out, go back, and then you just kind of use the front half of your forks to just pick up the back half of the item and then scoot it in. Well, my boss was doing that, but she got kind of scared and she hit the brakes too hard. So what happens is the whole boiler starts to tip, and then she tries to correct herself. She tries to right it, and she accidentally overcorrects, and I was up in the bed of the truck, and I realized what was happening. So the split-second decision was, I realized this boiler is about to fall over, and I have to jump out of the truck or I'm going to get crushed. So the decision was, I mean, some people maybe would have tried to catch the boiler, like instinct, you see something falling, you try to catch it. That was not the right decision in this situation, because that boiler was just too big. I mean, that would have caused serious injury. So, and the boiler ended up being okay. We still delivered it and installed it. So definitely made the right choice there to just get out of the way, get to safety. So that concludes my 2 interview questions. Thank you for listening.